You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
The heroes are back. Beards talking balls, rapping pink and black. Coming live from the 305, it's official tissue. The Batter Fan, Chris and Dan, weekly rocking with you. We talk Messi, Boosie, Jordy, Lucho, the Fat Four, to Ben Cram, Noah, Ruiz, Fred. What more could you ask for? Tighten up and get ready, listen in on the pod. Solana and X in Espanol, just to even the odds. Breakdowns and gas bagging, join the tribe and just vibe. Free 99, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate, say what's up, go ahead and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome everybody to episode number 393 of the Battle Heroes podcast. I am your host, Daniel Ganada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
We suck, man. And this Saturday's gonna suck.
Okay.
We're just gonna get started like that.
Now what I was expecting, but okay. Why do we suck?
Because we suck, dude. Like, the hell,
the
man.
team.
We got
The team. I thought you meant us.
No, not us. We don't suck. We're fucking great. The team sucks.
I don't know about us being great, but I just was surprised that you said that we sucked.
Well, the team sucks big time.
Okay, got it. The team. No, I don't think the team sucks. I just think that they need to change things up a little bit, and I think if they do, we could be successful. I think the talent's there, but man, like, look, last night was our 8th game in 33 days.
Yeah.
I mean, they're tired legs. At some point, we got to rest.
And then what? Now 9 games in 37 days, and then
Coming
10
up.
games in 40 days. Like, what a disaster! I mean, yeah. I'm not trying to start shitty, but then shout out to Fabian in Chicago.
Oh, shout out!
Hopefully,
to
you get a better
Chi-town.
hot dog out there, because the hot dogs out there suck.
They don't suck. You just can't put ketchup on them.
I mean, you can get arrested for having ketchup on you. It's
a
crime out there.
If you saw the thumbnail, let's get straight to it. Does Messi rest this weekend? And then Mr. Crab just said, "Oh no, Mr. Crab." Adarsh said, "Rest Messi for the All-Star." Messi's not playing in that All-Star. He better not play in that All-Star game. But all the games that he's been playing, you want him to play in an All-Star? Absolutely not.
Well, and I Show Speed apparently is going to be at the All-Star game. I mean, it's so dumb. How can he not play, Danny? How can he not play? I mean, he's already denied the skills challenge. He's denied interview with the press. Like, what the hell is he even? What's if he's not going to play in the game? What's he going for? Why is his name on the MLS All-Star ballot?
Well, because you want him to be an All-Star so that you could sell the All-Star jersey with his name in the back.
So you think he's not going?
No. You think he's going?
How can he not go, dude? He was picked
he didn't
as
go
the
last year.
He is
you know what my favorite
All-Star of All-Stars.
When's the All-Star game, on Tuesday?
Yes, I
Tuesday
think
or
so.
Wednesday. Whatever day it is, I bet you Messi posts a picture of him on his yacht that morning, like he did last year.
Messi's the captain too, and the captain's a no-show.
I don't think he's going. Maybe he goes. Maybe. I don't think so. Dude, he's played 8 games in 33 days. We're talking about him not playing a game that actually matters on Saturday against the Red Bulls, and we say we want him to rest. Now you're gonna put him to play in an All-Star game? No, I'm sorry. He has to skip that completely. Danny thinks he's Brazilian. No, this is a Richard Rios jersey. For those of you that don't know, Richard Rios is my guy. So that is why I have the Palmeiras kit. So, all right. So, do you think
Richard
that
Rios got a fire FIFA card?
Richard Rios is just a baller, and I've heard that PSG was interested. I've heard that Nottingham Forest is interested. I mean, he's going to end up in Europe at some point this summer, so we'll see where he ends up. But I really wish he would have made a stop in the MLS. But he's not old, but he's like in the late 20s, and then at that point, you can't make that stop in the MLS. You have to go straight to Europe at that point. But
yeah,
he's somebody that I always wanted to see come into MLS for a year or two. But all right, so back to Saturday. Inter Miami. We've been saying these guys need to rest, at least the old guys. Do you think, and I'm asking the chat also, do you think that there will be any rotation on Saturday? And Vice City Lucas, if you're in the Discord, I'll send it to you there. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, the last time that there was a heavy rotation, it was against FC Dallas, right? If that's the kind of rotation that you're asking for.
No, that type of rotation is impossible because of all the injuries.
I mean, but what do you? Okay, so let's bring up the last game, the starting 11. What do you want to see different here? You want Messi out of there. You want Suarez out of there.
Yeah, I'd put Fafa and Allende up top, or Fafa and Leo Alfonso up there.
Okay, and then Busi's out because he played like hot garbage last game.
I'd put David Ruiz there.
David Ruiz didn't even come on as a sub.
Okay.
Last game. You'd have to put Yannick Bright or Redondo if he doesn't feel sick.
Oh, that's right. Redondo missed. Yeah, Redondo could start also. Redondo with Kremaki. Okay, that's fine.
You want to know something that I forgot to bring up, and both of us forgot to bring up in the last show? Big loss from this last game that we felt immediately was not having Noah Allen.
Of course.
Like Noah Allen, for those of you that haven't recognized, we have been a Swiss cheese on defense since he got injured. And Jordi Alba, I don't think he's going to be resting. He had some rest earlier this season, if I'm not mistaken, no?
Wasn't he injured? I think it was because of an injury.
Yeah, well, rest, injury, whatever.
Okay.
Same thing. He's resting.
I guess. I would let Redondo start. I would rest Messi, Suarez, and Busquets. I would rest those three.
So you would do Fafa, Allende, and then either Bright or Redondo.
Mm-hmm.
And then we basically have on our bench Ryan Saylor.
Santi Morales, Ryan Saylor, Leo Alfonso.
Guys that don't even sniff the front of the bench.
Do you think Rocco's going to start at goal? Because Ustari's not going to be the goalkeeper.
I think Rocco's going to start at goal, or your boy William Yarborough.
So? I think Yarborough will. Like, why'd you bring him in? Yarborough came in to be the backup.
But didn't he come in on that whole rule of the Club World Cup deal where you had to have like 74 goalies?
I'm not sure. You know what? I'd have to check that. But was he on the bench last game? Because he traveled with the team. I know that for sure.
Let me see. Hold on. I believe he was on the bench, but I'm going to double check that.
Well, all right. And Drake can start. I don't know what the hell happened to Drake. Do you think that this game is important enough where they won't? Drake. Not what we would do. Now I'm asking you what you think Mascherano's going to do. Do you think he finds that this game is important enough where you have to start everybody?
Yarborough was on the bench. And calendar, remember, guys, he was listed as, and I put this picture here. This was the last time that they had mentioned any injuries. So he's out due to a hernia, Drake Calendar. So at this point, to be honest, do I think what? Repeat that one more time.
We think that these guys should rest. I'm okay risking an L, right? Because at that point, you're risking an L. I'm okay risking that L, trying to get a point, a result on the road, getting a draw. I think with the rotated squad would be a victory for us. But I'm okay risking that to get these guys some rest. It is what it is. Do you think Mascherano thinks that way?
No, I think he's stubborn as hell, and I think he's going to play this same lineup right here. Minus, oh man, the Swiss Army knife. Amanda with the comment here. I mean, you guys, if we see Lujan get on the field, I mean, we're cooked. We're completely cooked.
Lujan's flying the plane out there, I heard.
Well, I mean, he was one of the first people that got onto the pitch. I mean, Mascherano's balls were itching so bad to get him on the field.
He had to water the pitch. He does it all. He waters the pitch. He flies the plane.
What doesn't that guy do? He is the greatest of all time.
The Swiss Army knife at its finest.
I mean, look, Messi FC is saying Messi FC is saying certain L with no Messi.
No, I don't think so.
It's not a certain L. We lost to FC Dallas 4-3 when we played a bunch of guys.
And we were up 3-1.
Just guys.
Yeah.
And then you have people like Segovia who would actually play centrally, not on the wing.
Segovia might have a pretty good game because I think he might feel a little more freedom. Let's see what he's really about. All right. Well, we don't think that I don't think that there's going to be heavy rotation. I think Messi will still start somehow, and I really hope he doesn't. But that's what I expect. I expect Messi to start, and they're going to give him the All-Star game off, technically, I guess. Anything else that you want to touch on?
It's so true what Hernan is saying here in the comment section. Mascherano complained about fatigue. Now he has to rotate. He hasn't rotated with a decently full squad, and now that he has like no other choice.
No, if he complained about fatigue, then he has to back it up and rotate. I agree. All right.
Yeah, great comment.
So, anything else that you want to touch on Inter Miami side before we bring in our guest?
No, that's it. I'm ready to move on to the next page here and get beat
All
in
right.
New Jersey.
So let's go and bring on our guest, Andrew Barnikel from the Designated Pundit. What's going on, Andrew? How are you doing, sir?
Doing well, but not pundits. We're players. That's Bob.
Players.
You
right.
You are not the first, and you will not be the last. I promise you.
Yes.
Yes. No, I'm doing great, guys. I will just give a shout to your comment section. There is never a guaranteed loss when you're playing the Red Bulls because we find ways to make everything difficult, and tomorrow or Saturday will be no different.
Well, I hope you're right, because we need it because we have a couple games in hand and we're counting on those. But again, I'm okay. If it's for rest of the older guys, I'm okay with it. So, Red Bulls, defending Eastern Conference champs. Have you guys lived up to that name this season?
It is baffling that is a true statement. I still can't wrap my head around it, and I was there. So no, absolutely have not. This has been a extremely underwhelming season for one that I would say there was higher expectations than we showed. I know I had high expectations for the group, maybe higher than most, but we had a healthy team coming in that was clicking on all cylinders under a coach that got us to MLS Cup final. We were expecting kind of just ride that in, and we've been anything but consistent. So definitely not lived up to it. That's for sure.
Oh my God, I forgot the DP's name, the old German.
Forsberg or Moteng? Choupo-Moting.
Choupo-Moting.
Choupo-Moting. He scored 2 goals last game.
Yeah, I know, but they scored 5 goals. That was a crazy 30 minutes that you guys had. But overall, this season, how's Choupo-Moting been looking?
He has been the best of the group. He's sitting on 13, 14 goals. He is the first striker we can depend on since Bradley Wright Phillips, which is I need to. These comments need to stop, man. I don't like the reverse jinx coming on here. I can see them all. I can see I can see the vibes you're putting out. I can't have it. He's the first striker we can rely on since Bradley Phillips. I mean, he gets the ball in the box, and you're confident that it's going to, at the very least, hit the frame, if not go in the goal. Right? We watched 5 years of Tom Barlow. This is a massive step up. But having a healthy Emil Forsberg behind him has also been really, really helpful. You can see that link up is another level compared to other players that are around him. I mean, you can look back at one of the goals that they scored against New England where it looked like after a very nice pass from Ronald Doncourt, Forsberg was going to line up and rip it from 25 yards out. Instead, he disguises this pass into Choupo-Moting's feet, and it's an easy tap-in. I mean, that they're on a different wavelength. The problem is the players around them are not quite at that level to keep playing with them. So.
And you guys were kind of waiting for Choupo-Moting to kind of hit his form because he was kind of very inconsistent at some points, no?
Yeah. So, and again, I think that comes based off of the players that are around him. I mean, we would go games where we would have one shot on target and it would be the 96th minute, a free kick from Forsberg from 30 yards out. Like that was the only chance we generated all game. It's not on Choupo-Moting per se. It's because we don't have midfielders who can progress the ball or wide players who are doing enough things. I mean, there's a host of options based on roster selection and starting 11 selection that tend to take away chances from him. But on the positive note, when he does get into good areas, he will score the goals, or he'll at least make the goalkeeper work and we get on a rebound and do something like that. But he's been such a joy to watch. I actually, I have a bold prediction out there saying he's going to be the first 20 goal scorer for Red Bull since Bradley Wright Phillips. So fingers crossed we can get there.
So are you guys still playing that energy drink press all game long?
Not all game long. We're trying to turn into this possession-based side, which has its moments.
That's
Sometimes we
cute.
look really good. Yeah, so we press all right at moments. Um, but with a 37-year-old, Emil Forsberg, or 37-year-old Choupo-Moting and a 35-year-old Emil Forsberg, we just don't have the legs to do it for 90 minutes.
We know what that's
Which
like.
mean yeah, which means when if we've got somebody like Mohamed Sofa or we got somebody like Wiki Carmona or Dennis Yangar who have the legs to go, the gaps are just right in behind them, right? We can't follow up and clean them out, and Sofa is going to be a big point, but it's pretty disappointing that we've gone away from that because we are just one or two pieces of quality away from actually being that possession based team, but there are just
Yeah.
some people who are letting us down, which is disappointing.
They're asking about Lewis Morgan.
Yeah, he's got a significant amount of time still injured. He got hurt in the beginning of the season after playing 15 minutes, rehabbed, got back, played about another 25 minutes, got hurt again, and he's looking another couple weeks at least, which is a shame because he is the piece of quality going forward that we're missing to really unlock all the other chances, right? So Wiki Carmona, for example, is a player who is not in the good graces of very many Red Bull fans anymore because his quality is lacking. He doesn't have a good first touch. His decision making on the ball is a bit poor. He doesn't shoot at the right time, doesn't pass at the right time. I mean, there's a whole bunch wrong with him, but he's filling in for where Lewis Morgan would be. So,
Right.
we're out of luck there, and we kind of, we're hamstrung because we do have a couple of key injuries to other players. What we would do is when Lewis Morgan was hurt, we'd move Cam Harper up in that spot and allow him to be more attacking. Well, he's also hurt for a significant amount of time, I think maybe for the season. So we're running low in those wide areas, and unfortunately, Timo Werner's not coming tomorrow. So,
is he coming?
Oh, I hope so. It's not the major fix we need, but it'll make me feel better.
So, what would you say is the strength of your team right now?
Our goalkeeping's solid. Our goalkeeping's pretty solid. They keep us in games for the most part. Our back line is shakier than I'd like. But when we do have the opportunity to build up and play in the attacking third, I think we see a lot more success with a healthy Emil Forsberg and a healthy Choupo-Moting combining. The problem is getting to that point. We lack the consistency to do it. Sometimes like against it comes from the midfield not being. We've got two midfielders, Peter Stroud and Daniel Edelman, who are ball-winning midfielders who can progress the ball on the dribble a little bit, but when they need to make a pass, they are not as consistently successful as somebody like Emil Forsberg would be, or somebody a little bit more experienced. They're both very young players, so we turn the ball over in the midfield a lot, which means we aren't generating those chances as often as we'd like.
I mean, the only weakness I see in terms of like just statistically, you guys are pretty high up there in terms of like yellow cards and sort of in the middle of the pack with fouls. So like it doesn't seem that there's too much discipline, at least maybe on the defensive side.
Yeah, well, that's usually because we're getting blown by with speed. We can't catch the people to foul.
Thanks. Now we have absolutely nothing to look forward to.
We have no speed.
Yeah, our back line, their biggest issue at the back line is they're not fast enough. So they're playing a high line because we're possessing the ball. You'll see when we do get the moments to be on the ball like we want to, our center backs are pushed inside the half. I mean, close to the bottom end of the circle. I mean, we're really, really high up. We're really, really closing that space. It's very, very So the problem is then we're playing with Anoa Isla, Sean Nealis, or Alexander Hack, all of which look like they're running through mud half the time, which is really disappointing. You will see Sean Nealis probably, depending on injury situation and lineup. Dylan Nealis, another one who's hurt. I think he's working his way back in, but he's lost his spot to Kyle Duncan. So you'll see one of them.
If we're playing a team that's playing with a high line, well, the thing is, sometimes teams, when they see us coming, they revert to defensive game plans, even if they're accustomed to playing a high line, because they worry and play it safe against us. But if they were to play that style of ball against us, we'll invite we'll let you have the ball and we'll score on the counter, even though we're slow. We have that. We have a one-trick pony named Allende that can run to the end line, and he'll do that like a champ. and we'll get something out of that.
Well, I promise
Hopefully
you,
he gets the ball before the end line, though.
What I'll tell you is that if you get to that end line and you turn that chance into a corner kick, you've got like a 75% chance of scoring. We can't defend set pieces to save our life either. We have no marking ability. We've got no desire to win the ball in the air. It's been and that goes for free kicks from wide areas. We just for whatever reason we just switch off and nobody marks our man. I mean we must, I don't have the stat in front of me, but we must have conceded 7 or 8 goals this year just off of set pieces. It's brutal.
Our set pieces are successful usually because Messi scores on free kicks, for example. But right. I don't know, and maybe the chat can correct me because I can't think off the top of my head. Have we had success scoring off of set pieces, but off of a cross that ends in a header or
Ian Frey? I think twice. I think
this
Ian
season?
Frey once or twice this season has had headers off of crosses or off of a corner, but Ian Frey's not playing. David Martinez is gone. Aviles is like our only tower of terror.
Yeah. Kerema can get up. Fafa can get up there.
Fafa, yes, but he never gets on the field.
Yeah, he might not play. All right.
Now, Danny, you were just before you go to your next point, you were talking as if we're still going to play with this same 11 that played last game.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what I expect.
Yeah, it's not good.
If we play with our 11 and you guys are playing a high line, we'll win. We beat you guys 4-1 just 2 months ago?
Yeah, it was relatively recently. Yep.
And Fafa started that game.
And he
scored in that game. Yeah, he scored. He scored the first goal, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, Amanda's saying we got the Swiss Army knife and the one-trick pony playing with the GOAT. The GOAT might not even play.
Yeah, that's why he probably will. You drop the GOAT and then you just put these little weird pieces around them. That's a parody, baby. All right, X factors. Who would you say is the X factor for the Red Bulls? Like, this is the guy that can make the difference on the team.
Yeah, it's going to be Emil Forsberg. I mean, he pulls the strings and he creates everything for everybody. Usually when we aren't creating chances, we're going those games with one shot on goal. It's because somebody's played him out of the game. We aren't able to find that outlet pass, and he's not able to get on the ball. When he gets on the ball, you can see the gears start turning. Who am I going to combine with? Who am I getting in behind? And a lot of times it's to the point where even the other players aren't figuring it out. Right, he's playing balls that they can't play. He not only can score goals. I mean, I don't know if you saw the goal that he scored against New England from distance with his weak foot.
Goal.
Yeah, with his weak foot. I mean, the dude is when he wants to play, and he's surprisingly strong. He's surprisingly quick, and he'll set up Choupo-Moting for every chance that he gets, and be very, very good. I saw somebody chatting about Sopo before. Yes, he's got. I mean, top end speed. The dude is a massive, massive pressing monster. I mean, you dump that ball into the corner and most people are like, I'll wait for them to take it. Nope. He's going to go fight you. He's going to win the ball at the best of his ability. He's got a couple goals on him. He's fallen off a little bit. In terms of, Yes, yeah. So he had a really hot start to the season and has kind of dropped off in terms of his goal production. But he still creates a lot of chances when he gets into open play. He's very good on the ball. He's creating chances. He's just not converting them as much anymore. And that's just been very recently. He's taken that drop. But I would expect to see him doing a lot of work against that back line if he has the opportunity to.
Jesus. Sean Callahan wants Mascherano to get done like Lenny of Mice and Men. Have you ever read that book?
Oh, my word.
Mice and Men?
Yeah.
They did poor Lenny wrong in that book.
That's crazy.
Let me bring this comment up by Mike V, because Mike V and Dennis are having it out in the chat. Mike V saying Tata out to Dennis. Dennis saying Mike V super out. And then Mike V throws a grenade and runs away. Hashtag free Obando.
Obando's injured apparently.
Don't lift your skirt and let your Ecuadorian show, Mike V. But unfortunately, Obando is out, questionable on a hamstring. Why, when, how? I don't know.
We don't know, but he's injured. So Chris, who would you say is an X factor for us coming into this match?
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go with the same one that I said before the last preview, which actually worked out because he played decently well. I'm gonna say
Kremaki?
it's gonna be Kremaki.
Okay.
Ben Krem. Ben Krem is an X factor, and typically, we always try to rely on him to play well into the midfield, and unfortunately, he played 90 plus minutes, 103 to be exact, and like 25 of them at the end of the day were at right back. So he is a critical component for the team, especially in the middle.
I'm gonna say Allende. He doesn't
Ooh,
have a
that's your
bag,
boy. I thought you hated that
and
guy.
I do. He doesn't have a bag. He has a fanny pack, and in that fanny pack, he has one trick pony, and it's just to run. And if we're playing that high line, we've seen the few success he's had is when they give him space to run in behind the defense and then just do his one trick. And if that is the way that the Red Bulls are going to play this game, which I have a hard time believing that they will, I have a feeling that they might come a little more defensive. But if they do, then the one trick pony, I think Allende could be the X factor for this game.
You can't lie though, Danny, that Allende doesn't look sexy as hell when he makes that line breaking run. It's just what happens next.
Nothing.
Like he's
That's the
gonna get
problem.
it. He's gonna get there. He's gonna get the
Mm.
ball. Just what happens after that? Who knows?
Messi, we criticized Higuain back then and Luis Suarez for being very demonstrative and bitching at players. I've never seen Messi bitch at anybody. Allende is the only player that I see him yell at. I've never seen
Really?
Messi on the pitch yell at anybody, but he's constantly yelling at Allende.
Well, because Allende is like a law. He kind of looks like Where's Waldo to me. I don't know. I don't know why I decided to say that, but he just makes this run. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought about that. You put glasses on him. He looks like Where's Waldo. No,
That was, yeah,
hold
I
on.
guess
Let
a
me
little
see.
bit.
Let me
Put
see
the
if. Hold on.
little
No,
BPM.
Andrew, that guy on the right hand side. Does he not look like Where's Waldo? Take away that little beard thing he's got going on in his
With
chin.
the glasses and the beanie on.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I could see it.
Look at
I can
that.
see it
See, it
also. I
wasn't.
can see
It
it.
wasn't. It wasn't lost. But that's the thing. He probably gets so upset because he gets set up in such a great position, but then his touch is so awful that they literally lose all of
Yeah.
the, I guess,
Or he doesn't make
the
the right
pace on
run.
that. Yeah.
It's like a beeline to the end line, and no diagonal
Yeah.
runs, no nothing. It's just like I said, he does his one trick well, but that's it. All right. So Andrew, let's say hypothetically you are a degenerate gambler,
Betting money.
and you decide I'm gonna bet the house on Miami because I feel so
And all
confident.
those scarves.
Everything. I'm putting everything on the line.
That's more. That's worth more than the house. I'll tell you that.
And then Saturday morning comes, and then you just start getting a little tummy ache. You're like, oof, I don't know. I'm not feeling very good. I shouldn't have done that. But the bet's already in. There's nothing you can do about it. So you go to the stadium, and for some reason, you have access to Mascherano. So you decide to go up to him, and you whisper in his ear, this is how you beat the Red Bulls. What are you telling him?
Show up.
Okay.
All
right.
It's not that difficult. No, in seriously, I would play. I don't want to say complete counterattack football, but I would allow.
The Red Bulls to hold possession.
That guy's funny. I like him. He's funny. I'd allow somebody like let's assume the big guys are playing, right? Somebody like Luis Suarez just to play as a target guy, win the ball from our mistake as we're
and his hold up play is great.
Yeah,
He'll
exactly.
give
Right.
Allende time in to make that run. Yeah.
Exactly. Allow us to play, in the attacking third. Let our center backs push up. We are not clinical enough to be successful every time. We will lose the ball. You get it to Suarez high. Allow him to lay it off underneath to Messi or whoever is going to be in that spot, maybe Benja Kromowski, and then slide it into Allende and let him do his work. Right? If you give him 10 chances, he scores 2, you're going to win the game. Because here's the other side of it: is once you score a goal, all you got to do is sit. We can't break down a low block. We don't have the quality to do it. We only score most of the time. I mean, in transition. I mean, if you watch the Revs game, the only time we beat the low block was a deflected goal off of Danny Edelman, and that opened the game because
That's what
Revs
started
thought
it.
they
Yeah.
were. Revs were starting to say, okay, we got to get back into it, and then we were able to get into transition moments. And I mean, you see Ronald Doncourt, who I think is going to also play a big part in this game. I believe he should start if healthy. He progresses the ball really well through the midfield. He did a lot of that good work, but he allowed us to play in transition because they were trying to push at us. Once they sit, it's over. We can't get anything out of it. So that's how I would say. I'd say get one early, play transition, get one early, and then dare us to break us. Dare us to break you down because we can.
Okay. Look at David. He's saying, I'm going to the game for Messi, hoping to see some Messi masterclass.
Nice.
Shout out to David.
David, we were talking, and we're not sure if Messi's going to play. We wouldn't play him if it was up to us, but we have a feeling that he will play because what Mascherano, I think he feels, even though they went on a 5-game winning streak, a lot of people still be critical about the way that he's been performing because Messi's been dragging us to those wins because we'll have 4 shots on goal and then Messi scores 2 of those and we win 2-1, for example.
But there's people that I've seen on Twitter and other shows that literally are just saying, like, this is a hiccup. We're okay. Everything's fine. We've been winning. And it's all garbage. It's all garbage.
Well, we don't play well when a team is very defensive. That's why my hope, you raised my hopes when you said that you guys are playing a little more possession this season. You guys are pushing up for that possession. You've been pushing up that back line, playing high. If you lose possession, we have opportunity to just break. And that's what we've been really successful. The best win we've had all season was against Columbus. And we always have success against Columbus because as great as Wilfried Nancy is, he's stubborn. And he says, I'm not going to change the way I play for anybody. And Miami's strength is, okay, we'll let you hold possession and we'll beat you on the counter. And Miami, even though we have some old legs, we can do that very well. Because Messi picks his points when he wants to use his legs, and he uses them well. We have the one-trick pony Allende, which could also do that well. And Luis Suarez has the best hold-up game probably in the league. So, all right, I'm feeling optimistic. So let's get to – go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
Well, I would say the one other thing, too, is when we play at home, we like to play in that style. We will press you a little bit higher if we don't have the ball. We like to be on the ball. We're comfortable with that at home. Theoretically, we didn't show that in the first half of New England, but that's besides the point. We usually like to play that way. So I would not anticipate a drastic shift in our mentality on the ball for sure.
I want to mention something before we get to predictions, Danny, because you brought this comment up. Phil Neville wasn't stubborn. Yes.
No, he would switch it up depending on the players that he had on the pitch.
And I want to bring these comments up because I just want full disclosure. I am not an Allende hater. Sean Callahan saying, we kill Allende, yet he scored versus Porto. What the hell are we doing? Bert Miranda saying, bruh, Allende has the worst first touch I've seen in a professional footballer of this level, and unfortunately, he plays for us. Mike V coming down here and slamming people. Allende has been taking first touch lessons from Cremita and Redondo. It's called the Yeti method. I just want everybody to know, in the beginning of the season, I put Inter Miami win with Allende parlays mixed in with that, made $5 bets into like $50 wins. So I'm an Allende supporter, but he is a little tough on the first touch.
Before we get to predictions, real quick, Andrew, what are Red Bulls, and I mean, I guess maybe you know some City fans also, you were telling me before the show, what are they saying about the DePaul signing?
Well, Davi's in here. Let us know, Davi.
Yeah, I will. I want to put it on record with all your friends here. I have been on Twitter pretty much. This is a joke. If anybody from my work is watching, but I was basically on Twitter all day.
You need to be careful. You need to be careful. There's some concerts lately that have been offing people.
Yeah, right. Basically defending how this could have worked. I personally love the move as an MLS generalist. Right. I don't love that Red Bull are sitting here with Peter Stroud and Danny Edelman while Miami are adding Rodrigo DePaul. Don't love it. But I see all these people out here screaming about big rules and broken rules and stuff like that because they found a way to get Atletico Madrid to pay 90% of his salary. And what I've said about this is they're paying 90% of his $7 million salary for 4 months, which breaks down to what? $2 million, give or take. If you're telling me that Jorge Mas didn't call him up and say, hey, your price that you want him at is 14. If you pay the $2 million salary right now so we can get him on our books,
I'll give you 15.
I'll give you 17 right now. I'll give you an extra mil on top of it.
Yeah.
If you're telling me that is no way that was going to happen, I think you're crazy, because that's an extra $1 million that Jorge Mas drops on the ground and doesn't even think about picking up. Right? I don't think that people like are thinking about it that way because they just want to see red and anger.
Yeah.
I personally believe that it's a great move. One, for Miami, but two, for the league, right? We were talking about this whole idea like super teams and what have you. Having more recognizable names brings more casual eyes to the league, bring more casual eyes to the league, and you have a higher chance of turning that over into long-term eyes, right? So I don't have a problem with it as an MLS generalist. I just wish Red Bull would do some more of that.
I think the time is going to come, though, because the corners of the country are going to be getting some big names in the immediate future, I would assume.
And look, the Red Bulls had Henry. Like, they had a big name at one point.
Yeah. And then we decided to go play, U18 ball and bring up all of our youth players. And what did that turn out to? Yes, that's right.
You started playing cocaine ball, though.
Yeah. It was
You
great.
needed those young legs.
Yeah, we did. But I think, like I said, I think the idea that we're pushing for somebody like Timo Werner, I think the idea that somebody could be out there looking at the next quote unquote reject from a high European level or a high South American level, somebody who is just out of the plans, they come in and say, hey, let's make this work. I don't see how that's a bad thing for anything in the league, personally. If for the minimalist, it's going to go ahead and push the owners to start talking about, hey, maybe this makes sense to start loosening these rules, right? We talked about Club World Cup. You guys are walking with $21 million in Club World Cup money. You're paying what, 15 million for him, right? If you say that I can put $10 million into 3 players to make my team competitive enough to make 21 million in 2 years, no brainer, right? So now people are starting to think, well, maybe it makes sense to start opening these things up. And we're saying, okay, we have the pull for money and location and talent. We have the pull to do it. Maybe it makes sense to do this. So I'm all aboard, personally.
Oh, I like it.
I was just going to bring up some comments before you move on, Danny. Dennis Lopez saying Allende's first touch can hit an extra point in the NFL. I thought that was one of the best comments of the night so far. And then everybody just wants to throw salt in the wound here. Mr. Spider-Pig saying Griezmann is coming to Miami because of DePaul. Then all of a sudden, Amanda says some more salt, Darwin Nunez to enter. I mean,
I don't think any. I don't.
We're just bringing people in for Happy Meals at this point.
Yeah, I don't see either one of those coming. And I would have won Darwin. I'm not a Darwin fan.
I think Griezmann will go to NYCFC, to be honest.
That's where I thought he was going to go, and then eventually I thought he was going to go to LAFC. But all right, we're talking random MLS. Just so you know, Battered MLS fans is back. We've been off for a couple weeks. We're coming back tonight at 10 o'clock. So if you got nothing else to do once we finish here, and you want to hear a little more MLS talk, we'll be back at 10 o'clock covering what we've missed over the last couple weeks. All right, prediction time. Andrew, we always let our guests go first. Predictions. What are you thinking is going to be the final score on Saturday?
Oh, James. I've got no hope.
Okay.
I've got so we're very streaky, right? So we went 5 games without a loss, and then 5 games without a win before the Revs. So I'm feeling if at the very, very height of our abilities, I'm feeling a draw. I think 1-1 is a very, very good showing for us. But my worry is something like 1-3 for Miami if they bring up all of their stars and we got to deal with it, because I don't think we have. If you remember the game, damn, that's crazy. If you remember the game from a couple months ago, a lot of their goals were in transition, right? A lot of their goals were in transition. So I don't think that game plan changes, and I don't think we've dealt with it well enough to solve that problem. So I'm gonna say probably something along the lines of like 1-3 Miami.
Okay.
Oof, I didn't even consider the Rocco starting, Danny. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And then
Uh,
Luhan. Oh my
this is
God.
really tough to predict just because we don't know if we're going to get that rotated squad or not. If we don't, which I think we suspect that we're not going to get a very heavily rotated squad, and if we don't get a heavily rotated squad, I do think Miami wins, and I'll go with Andrew. I think a 3-1 win, just because we can't keep a clean sheet. I'll say 3-1, and Allende will score because this is the only time that he does anything for us. So I'd say 3-1. And if we do rotate and we have the big guns sitting out this game, I think we end up with a draw. I think we'll figure out a way to muster up a draw and we'll get out of there with 1 point. Chris?
Mike V saying Rocco scoring a brace, our goalkeeper, and Messi gets one too. 3-1 Miami. Rocco is that guy. And Rocco and Luhan own goals incoming. So I'm gonna go with a 2-2 draw. First time in ever in show history, I'll predict a draw. I hate predicting
Nice.
draw, but usually games against Red Bulls suck or are really great because they typically play on my birthday, and then we kick their ass every time. But
Uh,
I feel like it's gonna be a draw. And Sean Callahan throwing some shade on you. How are you a Jets fan and a Yankees fan? Isn't it Giants, Yankees, Jets, Mets? What the hell are you doing? It's so
not
true though.
necessarily.
It's so
Not
true.
necessarily. I mean, a lot of people associate it that way
Mets,
because the
Jets.
Jets used to play in Shea Stadium. The Giants used to play in Yankee Stadium, so that's why that correlation is there. But guess what? I was born when that was long over. Okay, so when I started watching sports, they were no longer sharing a stadium, and so my father took me to Yankee Stadium when I was 4, and then for some reason I fell in love with Keyshawn Johnson when I started watching football. So there you go.
Keyshawn Johnson?
Yeah, I don't know. He
That's
was a wide
odd.
receiver. He was a rookie. So he's the young wide receiver rookie year. I was like, oh, his face is everywhere in New York. So yeah,
I'll
I'm
tell you,
not gonna
I'll
lie. I
drop I'll
like
drop a crazy name for you.
uh-huh.
Jason Phillips got me into the New York Mets. So yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't know who that is. Most people
no,
don't know
Jason
who that is.
Phillips.
That's my boy. And yeah, I'm Jets Mets. So
There
uh,
you go.
yeah, I was born
Uh,
into it. I didn't have a choice. I didn't fall in love with the player. I was just told you're going to suffer with me, and now we suffer every weekend.
That's
well,
typically how it works.
yeah, I feel for you. But yeah, cause I know somebody that's a Mets Giants fan, so at least he got one thing going. Um, look, the Mets have had a rough go, even though they're not that bad this year. All right, Chris predicted a win with PSG and a draw with the Red Bull.
Listen, that's what I
Yeah,
felt at the time, Danny. I mean, I'm
oh man,
feeling it right now.
that was so bad.
No, it wasn't bad. That's what my heart felt, and my heart felt a win against the best team in France
and shout out to Dennis
out of
Lopez
all the other teams
Oh,
in Ligue 1. Ugh.
Santana
Santana
Moss,
Moss.
great pull,
I used to love Santana Moss. I was so frustrated when we traded him
He
for
was
Brittany
good, very
Solskjaer.
underrated. Very
Yeah, man.
underrated.
great
Yeah,
pull.
I used to love him. My favorite wide receiver of all time, Wayne Corbett. But again, just random.
Wayne
Uh,
Corbett's
t-
another underrated. Like the
Great,
Jets
oh
great
are
yeah,
pull.
yeah.
stocked with
Oh,
He used to
underrated
nothing. No,
receivers.
no elbow pads. No bandaging. Nothing. Just raw. Just route running. Give me those 10 yards. Oh. Anyway, battered Jets fans coming back soon. All right, Andrew. As always, appreciate you coming on to talk a little Red Bulls. Let everybody know where they could find you.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having me. Always a great to chat with you guys. You know that. We are the designated players. We are on all social media at the DP Pod of some variation. You can just search the designated players and find us. We do MLS past, present, future. So MLS history is a series that we do. We go back and we read. We research and present MLS history topics from all the way back in '96 to present day, which is always a lot of fun. MLS news stories. We give our thoughts on all the big ones from Rodrigo de Paul's move to the Cosmos returning was this year. Revis Island, another good poll. And then future, we do a lot of prediction stuff too. So if you love all that sort of stuff, that's what we do. Come on over and hang out with us. And always a great time to have you guys. Thanks so much.
I appreciate you. And Andrew's been on with us in the MLS show also. So shout
Mhm.
out to him. And Jonathan Vilma was the first ever authentic jersey ever. I spent $300 on that jersey.
Yeah.
My pop's favorite player, Jonathan Vilma. He loves Vilma.
I love him too. He was in high school same time I was playing football down here, high school football, not too far from me. So I was a big Jonathan Vilma guy.
Nice.
And then Eric Mangina ruined it by trading him off. But anyway, again, I could talk Jets all day. Chris, any final words?
I just want to say this is exactly how American math works, Mr. Spider Pig. Because of my prediction, the New York Rebels are better than PSG, and PSG play with a bunch of custodians on other teams in that league over there. Okay.
You know what's funny is that I remember after that PSG game, people were like, "Oh, Danny, you wanted PSG," and then people were talking about if Miami went to that group, they end up on the other side of the bracket and they probably make it to the final. You guys really thought that we would beat Botafogo? You guys thought we would beat Chelsea? Look what Chelsea did at PSG, and you guys really thought we could beat Chelsea? Like people crazy.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, and Florida man Vilma was too good for the Jets. Yeah, he won Rookie of the Year with the Jets. Yeah, he was definitely good. All right. Again, appreciate you, Andrew, and again, MLS show coming on at 10 o'clock. If you want to jump on with us, just to recap the last couple of weeks and get cracking again, because we've been off for a couple of weeks because of the Club World Cup and all that. If you're listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And as always, for those of you in the chat, we appreciate hanging out with us for the last 47 minutes. You guys are the best part of the show. And we'll be back on Saturday for the post game, hopefully celebrating an Allende goal and a win. And again, 10 o'clock MLS. So with that said, until the next one, have a good one.